All right. Well, hey guys, good to see you this Monday, the first Monday of March. Can you believe it? March 3rd. March 3rd. So we're going to start with something a little bit different today because we are a smaller group, so we can do this. So we're just going to go round robin on the screen, but you're going to have a question of the day. And the question of the day is if you had a weekend to do anything, no budget was no concern, but something that fits your lifestyle, what would you do? I'm just going to go in order of my screen. So how about you, Meg? What would you do?
I would take my kids to New York City, which is a place they have never been.
Ah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Hey, can I make a suggestion? When you do that,
Uh-huh.
go to, if there's a fast food restaurant that they go to and they like, go to one at home and have them jot down the prices. And then when you're in New York City, have them do the same thing.
Oh, that's good.
It's
That's really great.
shocking.
Man.
All right. How about you, Vicky? What would you do for a weekend?
Yeah, so I don't know. I was thinking about that. I think it's more about, for me, it would be more about getting together with certain people. So I don't know. I might rent a place and gather a group of friends.
Love that. Love that. All right. How about you, Gina?
I would grab Steve and get out of plane and go somewhere we've never been before, preferably a long weekend out of the country.
Oh, nice. What's the first place that comes to mind?
Well, you can't spend a long weekend in Italy. You need longer than that. We've talked about Spain.
Oh, wouldn't that be
Just
fun?
in Spain. Mhm.
Yeah. How about you, Julie?
Ooh, if it's solo, I'm going back to Hawaii.
Yeah.
If it's family, we're going to Charleston for a quick weekend.
Well, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. All right. So the question is, we're doing a question of the day, you guys, if for who joined in late, or after I asked the question. So if you know, you could, it's reasonable, like you could do something like this, but money really wasn't an option, and you had a weekend to do something, what would you do? Linda, you're kind of on vacation all the time, but what would you do, Linda Young?
Well, I mean, I would be one of the places that I like to visit in Mexico. I'm in a new place right now. We just got here a couple of days ago, so just getting the lay of the land. But it would be about bringing my kids and grandkids here with me.
I love that.
That would be, being able to share this experience with them.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. How about you, Debbie Pasco? You're muted.
Thanks. Yeah, I was inspired by Linda. I would head to Guanajuato, Mexico.
Alone, or would you bring the fam?
Oh yeah, with the family.
Just asking.
Either way.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Beth?
See, okay. I got on my phone.
You
I would
lost your
love,
camera again.
I did?
Yeah.
You were on. There you are. But now you're
But
muted.
now you're muted.
Okay,
It's
can you hear me
connected to
now?
that.
We can
Yeah.
hear you, but not see you. So go ahead.
Okay, we got one or the other. I would love to take the whole family up to, we used to go to Cashers Highlands area, maybe for a week and just take everybody and relax and read a lot of books.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Lovely. I don't know if you're in a place to talk, Stephanie. Probably not. But part of the reason I asked that, and we're going to talk about it a little bit on Team Time, is one, I want to do a little bit more of this community kind of questions because I think it kind of draws together. You kind of see a different side of people. What do they like, their interests? And I think that is so important, and not just be business all the time. But also, when's the last time you actually let yourself dream like that and think about it? Because the other question I would ask is, okay, Meg, what would it take for you guys to go to New York City? You know, what would be what would be the budget and whatever, and then how can we make that happen? You know, getting back into that process, because we were really good at it for a long time and we were making a lot of dreams happen, right? But one of the things that really stood out to me I don't know if you saw the Synergy call on Thursday, but one of the things Mike Mills said was that, you know, the two things that can kind of crush a business are, you know, lack of vision and then not doing the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are really easy to do, but also very easy not to do. So therefore, without that vision really drawing you, it makes sense. So we'll dive a little deeper into that tonight, but hopefully you found it worthwhile to even be thinking in that way. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody. So for those of you, Diane, Kelly, and Carolyn, the question of the day, we'll go through you guys real quick, is if you could get away for a weekend and just go do something that would be super fun, you don't typically do, what would you want to do? It's the first thing that comes to mind. Diane.
So I I was thinking about Guanajuato because I love that. That was wonderful. I had one of my best trips last year doing that. But probably go with Randy to Puerto Rico to visit with my cousins, but also get some fishing in.
Oh, I love that. Love that. I love that. All right. How about you, Kelly? What would you do?
It's always going to be a beach somewhere. That's
I got
always the
beach-
answer.
I got the beach on the brain as well. There's some place you haven't been or you've always liked to be, like if you could rent a oceanfront
I added
place.
up how many different beaches I had been to in my lifetime one time recently. And at that point, it was like 21 or 22 different beaches that I had
Nice.
been to. So it is something that I focus on and do. But that's of course adding different beaches in the same trip also, but but that's, there's a lot of beaches I haven't been to. And there's a lot of beaches here in the United States that I've never been to. I just recently, this past, in 24 and then also in 23, finally went to beaches that were on the Atlantic coast. I'd always been to the Pacific coast or the Gulf or the Caribbean. So, but I've never been to, I say that I've been to beaches in Japan because we lived there for a year, but I've never been to a beach in Europe. So that's another dream.
That's great. That's great. All right, Carolyn. You're muted.
Got it. Is this just for one weekend? Because we can't get too far in one
I
weekend.
know. Because
Okay.
we're spontaneous and we're having fun. We're just going. Could be a long weekend. How about that?
A long weekend. Okay. So I love to travel. So this is right up my alley. So any extra dream I would have would always involve travel. But I really want to go to this. It's a national park off the coast of Key West, and it's for scuba diving and snorkeling. It's about a mile off the coast. And it's an underwater reef where you can see, all the fish and everything, and it's a national park. So that's on my bucket list. I might be going in a couple weeks, but I would definitely do that for the weekend to get down to the Keys and do that. So very specifically, that's what I would do if I had a weekend.
Well, it's so funny that you just said that because I was thinking beach. Like right now, I like this beautiful house and like a pool overlooking the beach. But when you said Key West, that's one place I've never been and have wanted to go. So maybe I will go there and stay in a really cool place. So
It's beautiful. All the bridges go from island to island, all the different keys.
yeah, I
So
would love to just do that drive.
Yeah, even just the drive D is like part of the adventure. So if we only have a weekend, right, we go to Miami, even the drive itself is gorgeous, and the seashells and snorkeling at this national park. So you got me going now.
Yeah, see, I hope now I wrote all your dreams down, you guys. I wrote them down. So did you write it down? Did you write it down? Let's make it happen. I'm getting excited. I'm not going with you unless you want me to, but I want you to go on your trip. So, all right, couple things. Always like to kind of start a new month by celebrating the former month. So let's take a look at this stuff. There's some good things. Can you guys see the screen where it says team celebrations? Yeah. I didn't put on any music for this one, but some kind of little transition sound happening. So look at all the people that earned the 3% bonus, and we'll talk about this a little bit in a minute, some of the changes to it, but having between 2 and 4 new or reactivated clients. So I think we had 16 people earn this. Those of us who are on the call, so we've got, well, look at that, Kelly, Gina, Carolyn, awesome. And myself. So good job. All of these individuals earned it. A little drum roll happening there for Meg Johnson and Julie Apple Walker, who got the 5% bonus. So that is very good. Very, very good. All right, here's everybody. I wish I could stop that little drum roll. Everybody who qualified as executive director last month or higher. So good stuff happening. And then Shauna and Frank were our 10K earners. I was $42 away. I was trying so hard, but didn't make it this time. Always the goal. And I'm super excited about this, you guys. So we are growing with coaches again. Did you like the event that we had, that Monday night event where you guys could invite guests and kind of do it with our team? Yeah. I think it was helpful. We all got kind of back into the thinking of who could we invite. We invited, people came. And again, we don't know what the ripple effect of that will be, but we will do that more frequently, but you have the recording for somebody. But Lori Pulver had a new coach come on, and then Meg, Casey is our newest coach. So that is good. And then we had 24 new clients for the org. So those people are in Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. So hopefully you are being active in that group, helping to generate the enthusiasm, the support, the energy for your existing clients and our new. Okay, so I don't know that everybody saw this, but I am very excited for this new kind of feel and look. This is for the Monday night community call. So they're kind of shaking it up with the look. I'm not sure what's going to happen exactly during the call, but I thought that this topic sounded phenomenal, this Get Unstuck. And if you haven't been inviting in a while, or you haven't invited recently, the people I think about to invite is, if we can plug in our new clients, plug in your active clients, put it out there. What a perfect topic. You could send some messages out today to some inactive clients, this Get Unstuck. And then these calls are always open to your candidates as well. So if you've got people that you've talked to, maybe they're not quite ready yet, etc., always know that you can invite them. And I think once people usually get in and see a bigger glimpse of who and what we are, it's just another layer of support. So that is good. Okay, and our summer event. All right, so January we had the corporate Optavia Impact event. The summer event, so this takes time, about the same time as convention, is July 19th. That is a Saturday. We are hoping to double or triple the number of attendees, because if you live out of state, we would love for you to come for the weekend. We will plan something for Friday night for those that are here, stay over Saturday, depart on Sunday. What we'll probably likely do is have host homes. I've opened up my home and the rooms are already full, but we will have host homes to help out, or we can help you out if you a person that just likes your space, your independence. There, you could probably rent an Airbnb, or there's plenty of hotels around. So go ahead and mark that, plan on it. We're planning some fun stuff. All right. So we're always, I don't know if that we say
I'm sorry,
now.
Dee.
Yeah.
This in the summer,
Mhm.
what is the is it going to be? What city is it going to be in?
So it's going to be a virtual event again with Watch Party.
Okay.
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 Now I
So
do
the-
know that there are some people that are planning a bigger event out in Salt Lake City. And anybody who wants to go there can go there. That's like under Dave Blanchard and those guys. We are just going to do a local event here in Atlanta. And then based on our head count, we'll determine where. Like we had about 20 people. We were in my house for it last time. If it got bigger, we could always do my community clubhouse, or there's a community room at my public library that is gorgeous. So we will find that.
Okay.
And we had, last time I did it, I had coaches from other teams that wanted to come. We had one that actually came, and it was nice to have some interaction. But since we don't have right now a weekend, we don't have the group convention, that ability to get with our team, and you can usually get a pretty good rate to and from Atlanta. So that's why we're doing that. Sound good? Awesome. All right. And I thought there was one more thing. Hold on. No, that's it. That. All right. Did anybody come with any specific questions? I have a couple of things to go over, but I don't want to do all the talking. Anybody have any questions, concerns? Meg?
While people think of it, I was going to share our new resource that we created today, thanks to Carolyn, and get any feedback on how, if there's any new information people would like us to add to it. And I
Sure.
can't, do you want me to share screen, Dee?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And I put it in the chat so you could see this. Hopefully, looks like a lot of you are jumping in there. So we know there are a lot of different resources. And so our intention with this document is to put all the resources to know there on one page. So at the top, we see the different Facebook groups we have and the audience for them. And then there's a link. But then different trainings we have, our Monday team call. You can see the name of it, the audience for it, the timing of it, and the link for the call. And then like the one we're on now is this one here at the bottom. So this will, full disclosure, I didn't even know about this Ascend talk when I was putting this together. So we recognize there are a lot of talks, and for those of us, we just want to make it easy for us to plug in as we can. And then we have 2 podcasts, the Optivist podcast, and then the Optimal Health Community Time. That's the one, the Monday night call also comes on podcast form. And then we have 4 different apps right now, but wanted to just share that with you guys and see if anybody had any thoughts or ideas on how we could make it better before we roll it out to the whole team.
We need to make the name correct. The client page, it still says Eat, Live, and Be Octavia. It should say Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. That's the newer name for it. We need
Yeah,
to,
good
because that'll
catch.
confuse people if they're
Yeah.
like, oh, and they'll look for the wrong name.
You are right.
And I think down at the bottom where I think you had Coach Hub, I think that was the My Path to Health, wasn't it? It has a client section and
Yes.
yeah, that has a client section and a Coach Hub within it.
So what do y'all want me to call it? Or what do y'all want to call it? You want to call it My Path? It just says Coach Hub on the app on the home screen.
Is this going to be available to coaches only?
Yes.
Right? This isn't to
Mhm.
clients.
Right.
So, and right now it just says Coach Hub.
Yeah, I can say My Path to Health / Coach Hub. Does that
Okay.
sound good?
But there's a different link for the My Path to Help client, just for clients,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Which we may want to give them, so. But
I mean, doesn't it all start with they have to text to that phone number?
yeah, yeah.
So what if you put My Path to Health clients in the description, like text, welcome, whatever that procedure is. And then for the Coach Hub, it's the same thing, but then you select the coach once you're in there. I see Lily looking on, your apprentice.
And is there the ebook or anything, like a link to that for the books yet?
Have not heard of it yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, same thing. We were supposed to get the Dr. A's
Mhm.
documentary, and the he calls it a primer is the term he uses for it, for the My Prescription for Life, but that has not been released. We were told February,
Okay.
but I know they did some videos and they're supposed to do a training for us as well.
Okay.
It's coming.
So I lost my signal for a minute. I disappeared, but got it back. I thought that I saw the 411 for our team on that list. Is that, do we still have that? I thought that went away and we didn't.
It's
We
still
didn't
out there.
cancel
It
that one?
still exists, Linda,
Uh-huh.
as like a thing, like it's still there.
Yeah, that's the one where you do that great video to tell your new clients like what to expect and all of that. That's such a good one.
Yeah,
So
we've
it's
really
still,
we've struggled
Yeah.
with it's a little confusing. Some people really favored the Optavia 411, and then some really like the My Path to Health. Now, it's confusing, but I'm never going to tell a coach what they can or can't use. You know, we are trying to create more consistency, but we're not actively updating the Optavia 411.
I personally found I really like the My Path for Health, but my clients weren't doing it. I would ask them, you know, have you done this? Are you in week 1? What are you doing? I'm like, no, I didn't get to that.
So kind of like it's like the same thing with the books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anybody else's? I know we talked about people liking it. Do we have customer feedback of them using
I'm
it?
having better, I do have some people that put it off because they're like, I don't know. And I tell them, you know, I stress that module 1 is supposed to be before you get your kit. You need to go ahead and go over that because you're not going to know what to do with it. It talks about a lot of things about kickoff and all that, and that will make the kickoff call go faster. They appreciate that I tell them it'll make the kickoff call go faster because a lot of the details are in there. And then you'll have questions, and then we can just answer the questions and zip them, go right through. And then that first week has, and then on that kickoff call, then I'll tell them about the first week. It has short little videos for each week. And it also goes over how to update your order when the time comes. So you want to make sure you watch all of those. Because I had a new person ask me today, I need to update my order. Can't I do that? I'm like, yes, you can. And she was supposed to have already, oh yes, I did module 2. She didn't do module 2 because she didn't see that video. And that was at the end of module 2. So I was like, that was in module 2 for your first week of videos. And so that was one of the ones at the end of the week that you may not have gotten to yet, you know, giving her that option to say, you
So
know,
still steer. I mean, that's not a
yeah.
bad thing. Still steer them.
Just
steer 'em
repeating
back.
it,
Redirect.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
and giving them the places to find the resources rather than just giving them the answer. And I was like, if you don't understand it, I'm happy to walk you through the steps. It's easy. I'll help you to walk you through the steps on our next call. Because I schedule the calls weekly for them. You know, we're on a scheduled call. So then I tell them that. And so, you know, the ones that haven't done it, or maybe they'll do that module 1, but then they don't do anything else. So I just ask again each time, you know, and then when we get to module 3 and it's the Lifebook pieces, I'm assigning certain reading. I don't go in order. I'm assigning certain reading, and I tell them this is where you want to go, and you can listen to it there, or, you know, because I give them that, tell them to go down to resources and listen to the podcast piece that associated. Tell them it's not the same thing as what the book is. And then I've also shared the link for the book, Lifebook being read to them off of YouTube. I share that with them as well, because a lot of my clients tend to be in the car a lot, going back and forth to work. And so they can listen to that, but then they admit, and I'll tell them now, it's different parts of your brain that listen to something as opposed to read something and see it.
Right.
So it will help you to do both. But if you can do just one, and you know, then, you know, pick one, and then they'll tell me, a lot of times they say, you know, I listened to that and it helps, but it really helps me if I go ahead and read it and look at it in the book too. So that they recognize that themselves.
Good.
So
Any other
that's been helpful.
feedback? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Sorry.
Any other feedback on Debbie?
I have done some like kickoff call kind of things with clients just over the phone. And sometimes I do it on a Zoom, and I have the My Path to Health thing set up also on my laptop. And so if I do a Zoom with them, then I can pull it up and like show them while we're talking together. And I don't know, that for me has proven over and over and over again, much more effective to getting them to be like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Of course, I get excited too. Like, I'm like, okay, see this, okay, and this is what you're gonna do for your first, like,
Yeah.
I do kind of that too, like.
I think
that
Jan
you-
talked about that when Jan Paxton, when she introduced it to us, that
Okay.
like, do it with them, like, okay, right now, pull out your phone, you know, so that they see it. So,
Anyway, yeah, I find that the Zoom that has increased my clients who actually do it. Yeah.
okay, good feedback.
I just use the 411 still, to be honest with you. I find that it has like a very succinct amount of resources in it, and people can put it on their phone like an app. And I think one of the areas that separates Optavia from other nutrition plans in the marketplace is our one-on-one coaching. So I don't want to give them too much automated stuff. I want to be able to go over the 411 with them and kind of help them hands-on to get started, because once they have that resources and the cheat sheet, everything, it keeps it really simple and they can refer back to it on their own. Not saying the other thing doesn't work, but that's just how I found it to be more personal. And people, I've found also a lot of my clients are really, really busy and commuting and everything. They just want what's quick, easy, the facts. They don't want to look at a video. They don't want to text a telephone number. It's just maybe a little too cumbersome for some people. So that's just the experience I've had recently.
Okay, we'll continue to explore this because as we are bringing on new coaches and whatever, our goal is we want things clear as best we can, because if we're unclear as coaches, then we're going to be hesitant to bring on somebody because we're like, you know, not sure what I'm supposed to do when they do come on. So we'll continue to dive into this. And if you have additional feedback, come to Meg or I directly with it and we will process it out. Because we were kind of ready to just go back on it. I mean, I always speak transparently, just go back to 411 because we were like, we don't know, you know, and then I'd asked about it on Time for You and I got a lot of feedback that people loved the My Path to Health. I was like, oh, you know, so that's the hard part about change, right? You change to something, but then some people like it, some people don't. So, but I think consistency is going to be real important. Real important. Okay, just a couple of things I wanted to provide some clarity on in case there were any questions, because there are a lot of really cool things out there. The Spring into Health promotion does continue and it goes till March 28th. It's not March 31st. So remembering that is the $75, additional $75 off, you know, up to $205 off. So huge opportunity. This is for your new and then your reactivated over 180 days. The other is the multiplier bonus, the impact multiplier. So March is the final month for this. So clients that come on or to coaches, people or coaches that come on this month, actually this applies for them. So we will apply for this month, next month, and the next month for them. So even though the deadline is March 31st, that was clarity to me when I heard that they can actually get that 4 times the amount. And then you as the sponsor will get that multiplied assist bonus for their first month. So those bonuses, again, I just pulled this up and I wanted you to know, I was reading on it before this call, reactivated client or coaches over 180 days count. So they can qualify for all these bonuses. So if you have somebody who's let their coach kit lapse that wanted to come back and they got into action, this would work. But I was just reminded of how good these bonuses are. Give me 1 second here to see if I can find it. Can you guys see my screen here? The multiply, the numbers. Can you see the Coach Accelerator bonus? Debbie, can you nod? Yes or no? You can. So typical CAB would be for 3 new clients, $150. So their typical bonus for that over 3 months would be $450. Now it's $600 per month with a total bonus earnings of $1,800. I mean, that is not bad. That is just bonus earnings. Now they would also be earning the client assist bonus as well, with that, and plus their commission. And now if they brought on 5 new clients, typically it's $250 bonus. Their potential for 3 months would be $750. It's now $1,000 or $3,000. So, you know, Lori Pulver and Meg, who have new coaches, they qualify for this. And whenever they do it their first month, you're going to get that matching multiplied bonus of either $600 or $1,000. So any questions around that? It's crazy. Meg did the math once and she was like, the company is taking a loss right now. Because because they know it's like an investment. I won't even call it a loss. It is an investment because the new coaches are where it's at. And I will tell you, maybe Julie, do you want to pop in? You have reactivated the celebration call process, and we're having some great conversations with people.
Yes, thank you for your time, Dee. We have gone a lot.
I'm so glad. I have time. I'm here for it.
So I just saw really quick though, I saw Vicky say, is it possible none of us have enough clients to be clear on this? So I had this really, really quiet lull all last summer. And I spent a lot of time like I was telling Dee, I just kept doing the millimeter steps, even though sometimes it felt a little bit like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm still doing all these little things. But what I saw is that over like 6 months, all of a sudden, it started bringing people back in the door to connect with and talk with and help them as clients. So I now have a whole slew of people that I've been coaching for the one we did today was a client of a family member that started in August, and she's gone 6 months and has gotten really stuck. And so I just thought this is a really good time. There's probably a lot Dee can share with her. So they're in a similar age group season, so it was great having Dee just share her wisdom with her. And so we've been doing that with all of my clients, whether they started in August or November or December. We've just been trying to carve out time to celebrate with them. And I just feel like it helps reinforce, like we were just saying, this is a much bigger thing than just a quick fix, diet. We want this to be holistic. So they see a much bigger side. So I felt for her a while, I was like, Dee, I literally have nobody to bring to a celebration call. I literally had nobody. But I just kept doing the same things I knew that worked. And now we have a whole bunch of people to celebrate. So it's a weird season. It felt like really quiet last summer. I don't know if it still feels quiet for a lot of people, but all of a sudden I don't feel it's not quiet at all. Like I can't keep up again. So
I love that. I love it. And then I know and Julie will probably share again tonight on the call too, for everybody to hear, but, and you had mentioned, I know when you earned the 5% bonus, and you said there was a lot of intentionality to the point of even writing people's names down again. So can you share about that?
Yeah. So at the beginning of February, because I had all these new faces and people to connect with, I was like, I've got to make sure I capture all this. People that had mentioned something at the gym, people in different circles that had talked to me. A lot of them have done the program before, but their coaches aren't coaching anymore. They never transitioned. So that's just been it wasn't a super successful first run for them. And so I started writing all those names down on my map to make sure I was very clear about who I had talked to and who I wanted to like pray about and who I could actually connect with again and follow up with, because I noticed there were just people going through this kind of falling through and I wasn't following up. And so that's why I just made sure I actually am writing every single name on my map and then looking at them periodically. And so, yes, I did have no names for a while, but now I feel like I have more names, and actually write them down helps. Because I texted Dee, I had a girl at the gym that asked me about program, and we kind of just talked big picture. And then I had a feeling that at some point she would probably come to me and ask for help. And literally one night I was making dinner in my kitchen and I get a message on Instagram, and she said, Julie, I think I'm ready to restart. And I was like, I knew she was going to reach out. I just had this feeling, but it was her time, so it was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. And she's excited about it. She's excited. Good. Yeah. Thanks for that reminder. And also the encouragement. If you feel like you've been in a dry spell, it does, and our energy around it, right? Like you were just like, oh, wow, like I need to put this down so I don't miss anybody. It was very abundant mindset versus, thinking there's nobody, I have nothing, right? As soon as we start doing that, every creative, space disappears from our brain. Yeah. Yeah. So it's tough. A lot of emotional and mental navigation during these seasons. So, all right, very good. Let's see, just two other quick things. The ED bonus, executive director bonus. So the company is now for new coaches. So this is for somebody new that's come on, or for somebody who has never reached the rank of executive director. They are paying $1,000 bonus. So that was effective in February through August. So if they become an executive director, in addition to all the other benefits they're going to get in terms of compensation, they're going to earn $1,000 bonus. And if they repeat it and do it again the second month, they get an additional $1,000 bonus. So even if somebody did it in August, and then even though the time period is technically over, if that second month is September, they get it. And so this is designed, you guys, because we know that new and new energy is really what drives the excitement in a business and new clients. Meg, I know one of the coaches in her org is talking to somebody who's going to become a coach and has 4 people lined up already. You know, Julie, Lori Pulver, her new coach has somebody lined up already. So, you know, we're getting into new worlds, and that's what it is. And that kind of excitement when you have a new coach or whatever, and that's happening, that just, it's going to elevate you as well. So when we can help them, you know, most don't know what executive director means, right? They don't know what all of this is. So if we can help encourage them to get there and entice, right, with an additional bonus, it is just going to encourage them to build that stability, the momentum to keep going with it. And then it also gives them a huge opportunity to qualify for the next ED Summit, which is in the fall, which is the Baltimore trip, which that without convention, this is where new coaches can go and actually meet Nick Johnson and the people that we know, love, and trust. They get it. And you, because you're going to be their sponsor, you will have sponsored a coach, right? And then if you help them get their assist bonus, which you're gonna, then you qualify too, if you're executive director or what, you know, so you have to be executive director for 3 months. So, so there's like, it's a win-win, right? Wouldn't it be fun to go to that and bring a new coach with you? So again, I just am really impressed. I think that we are blessed, this is my opinion, that the company is keeping its pulse, right, on what it is that will help us grow, and they're rewarding us for it, you know, significantly rewarding for it. So that's encouragement to get us all thinking in that direction. And then the same thing we talked about, new is really, you know, whether it's for your business, your individual business, or for the company as a whole, new is always required, right? New is what keeps a business going, right? We can only regurgitate, right? If you've been around for a while and you haven't brought on new clients, you've probably seen your FQV go down, right? It just does. We need new for the new energy, the new referrals. They're going to be on program several months, all the things. So the client support bonus, I'm thrilled that they opened it up last month or whatever to include reactivated clients. But what they saw was that they were starting to pay a lot of reward out for reactivated clients, and knowing that some coaches really aren't even coaching. It's happening by accident with it. So sometimes some coaches are earning bonuses and they haven't, you know, not actively coaching, and it's accidental. So that hurts the company, right? It hurts us. And so, so what the change is that now in order to earn the client support bonus, there is a requirement that we have 2 new clients. So that encourages us, right, to continue to step up our game, to be out there attracting new. So that's, it's just 2. So for your first 3% bonus, 2 new clients will get you that 3%. And then it can be any combination of new and reactivated for that 5% bonus and the 7% bonus. So just wanted to make sure, because that is effective this month in March. So clear? Good.
Is that for all the programs or just the 5-in-1 kit? A new client.
A new client is just defined as somebody who's never purchased from Optavia and an order of 150 or more.
Okay.
That's the definition of a new. So you could be selling the aminos package or whatever.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
get there.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Meg, you got anything to jump in with?
No. There's just a lot going on.
Right now, that's through the end of March, the way the new activate or new clients plus reactivated. That's just through March.
No, it's until they change it again. That is
Oh.
the requirement. Yeah.
To initial.
Forever. Yeah. So yeah, forever. They won't take away the reactivated. There's no reason for them to take that away at this point, but they added the requirement of the, yeah. So they
Mhm.
hired somebody in, for compensation, and he is good, man. I mean, he comes on our leadership calls and shows the analytics of everything and the directions. And so that's where these rewards are coming from, and you know what I mean? And then tighten the requirement here because that's not steering the ship the way we want it. You know what I mean? So like there, he is good at at his analysis. I'm really happy that they brought him in.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that the rewards are there for, you know, actively being involved and doing, you know, working, because they're trying to reward people for actively working on, like, you know, before if we got certified, then we got an extra 3% just because we were certified, but we could just sit on our laurels and get that extra 3%. And they took that away, and they're like adding that plus some for actual activation, you know, being active and doing something and bringing, you know, bringing clients on and coaches on, et cetera. So I think that's, you know, it's helping to grow your business. It's helping to grow their, you know, the company, you know, all of it. And it gets the word out. It gets more people involved and excited. And then we've got all the, you know, all the new products and broadening the scope of people that we can reach. It's just all good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Huge opportunity.
Something I wanted to mention that I mentioned before, just in passing, but I don't know if many people have thought of this. I have a lot of elderly folks in my church. Okay. They don't like to cook. They don't want to eat, and they're eating peanut butter crackers, dry cereal, things like that. So, because they don't want to mess with anything, and their nutrition level is going down. I've been recommending this, tell them I've got some products that are extra protein. And the reason why it's important for you, they don't care whether they lose any weight. They're not worried about any of that. Okay. It's like, it's just good, solid nutrition. It's clean. It doesn't have all the additives. You know, I just relay all the benefits to what our fuelings are. And then I'm recommending the Ascend products because that way they can have a snack. It's like, to them, it's a whole meal, you know, 200 to 250 calories, you know, when they're in their 80s and they've been losing muscle, but they're actively losing more muscle if they don't. And then I tell them it helps your immune system. So you're not getting sick. People are getting flu, they're getting shingles, they're getting all these things, and telling them it helps your immune system. And so people are like, oh, okay. And so that's another aspect, guys. I don't know if y'all are connected with very many seniors, you know, advanced seniors, but that's, you know, that's another population group.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. I'm watching my parents in their mid 80s and like how their appetites are decreasing and how little they eat at their meals. And, you know, it's a lot more like, yeah, she's got those peanut butter crackers and goldfish in the pantry, you know, so I'd much rather eat Ascend straws, you know. All right. Well, I think we are good for today. Thanks you guys for your contributions, your participation. Hope you wrote that dream down. Let's make it happen. So, all right, we will see you guys tonight on Team Time. All right. Bye.
Bye.